This is the St. Petersburg, Florida that many tourists see every single year when they come to Florida. The safest out of all the large cities in Florida. Well, this is the side of St. Petersburg, Florida that you will not see as a tourist. And this was once a massive homeless camp that today is being cleared for demolition. Before the demolition, the police comes in with knives and they slice up all the tents. In theory, the police would have to get a warrant, and even then, that doesn't justify destruction of property. There's one camp over here and one over there that are still up, so they haven't got to all of them. They're in the process now of demolishing these camps. And guys, here is a needle. Here's a dirty needle, and in the side of this needle, it's probably something that could you easily. And this is what these people in these homeless camps do. You gotta be really careful because those needles are everywhere. Even though they are making an effort to come through and clean these camps, they come right behind and build right back up. So you can see here, they came through and they demolished this camp, and they came right back and built it already. But look at this filth, guys, how this property, and there's actually a camp right over there, you can see it, and they came right behind and rebuilt it just as it. I mean, it's almost disrespectful. Whoever is doing this can easily get trespassed. But you can see there's another camp over there, and this crap is just wild. But you can see how disrespectful this is, that literally they've already torn down the camp and they literally came right back after the cleanup crews and rebuilt right where they're working. So this person's not afraid of getting a trespassing charge because the trees are being surveyed. Keep walking through here, and there's a camp over here that's probably going to be inhabited, and they're building right back up. These are people who are not afraid to get that trespassing charge. So it's kind of open here. Let's see, here's a camp right here as well. If you look at this place, you can see the natural beauty of these oak trees and these palm trees. This is actually a beautiful place. The only thing that makes it ugly is the contamination that the homeless people have brought to this property. All right, so we're approaching a few more camps here. You can see there's several tents here. So I've never really seen so much disrespect because, again, trespassing charge, you're getting arrested. And ooh, what a foul smell. They're just throwing their human waste and their garbage right here on the side. You can see they got a share over here in the woods. And there's more, guys. The entire state of Florida, guys, this is a plague. The amount of destruction that has been brought onto Florida, ecological destruction. Even if you clean up this garbage, it's almost impossible to clean. I mean, these people were burying garbage for years. It's a ecological destruction. This looks like a war helmet. I don't know if this is a kid's toy, maybe. Here's a barber's box right here. You have all the machines. That's the second snake I see today. So much garbage and contamination. And you're talking, there's needles in here, spray paint cans, food. Look at spray paint cans right there. They use that for huffing. They use that the same way somebody would use a needle, for the same purpose. How could this be the state of Florida? Look at this, guys. What a beautiful natural setting, completely destroyed with needles, spray paint cans, garbage. And you know, these beer cans, you can actually sell these for scrap metal. And despite the fact that they're in here trying to clean it, as they're cleaning, they're still dragging more crap in here. There's a mattress, and there was some type of roof here. And when these builders clear one lot for demolishing it to build something, they just go on and trash the next piece of land. Just look at all this destruction, guys. There's a little bed over here on the side. Here you have a bed, some type of pillow, a hat, a few water bottles. You gotta be careful where you step because there's toilet paper, stained toilet paper everywhere. It's like everywhere you look is toilet paper and needles. Needles, just everywhere. Just here's a needle right there. These crackheads will make a needle on it, anything. There's another human debris, toilet paper, and its accompanying product. I mean, everywhere you walk here is just toilet paper and human waste. So you have to be extraordinarily careful walking because there's toilet paper right there. You can see a toilet paper with some brown on it. Everywhere you look is toilet paper. So this is a very disgusting place. It's unreal. As well as a breeding ground for mosquitoes. 95% of these people. You can't say all of them, you can't generalize. But the overwhelming majority of these people are addicts. These people go on to break into cars and break into people's houses. All you see here are, these are base camps for auto burglary rings. These guys break into cars, break into houses, break into businesses. Anything they can do to get their next fix. These are burglary base camps. These people are a detriment to themselves, a detriment to society, and they are fueling monetarily the destruction of our communities because they're the biggest consumers. But does any of that matter? Absolutely not. And somebody came and dumped landscaping debris here. This is not natural foliage. This is somebody who backed up a truck and dumped this here, so dumping as well. And you know, the people that supply these homeless camps, they work with complete impunity. I'm not going to tell you how they advertise themselves, but they advertise themselves just like a normal business. And, you know, somewhere in this area, they advertise themselves with complete immunity. I mean, it's crazy to think how much impunity these people have in helping these people destroy their lives with addiction and complete impunity. It's so blatant, out in the open, almost like if law enforcement didn't exist. You know, and on the highway they got pelicans, manatees, and sea turtles painted on the walls. That's what tourists get to see. Dude, that's a Volkswagen Beetle on a lift kit. What the crap, Florida. This is the irony of Florida, guys. We are here at a Maserati dealership and luxury apartment complexes. However, right across the street, right behind these luxury apartments, and they're actually building some more new ones right behind it too. It's a trail to the woods that leads to, right in the woods, are people camping. A lot of times when they get on, they end up stealing bicycles and then taking them apart. You see they have their little bonfire right here. But literally, guys, we're talking behind a Maserati dealership. There's people living in the woods. They got ropes here, and they're using a rope to make a tent roof here for some reason. Those are the two faces of Florida. You got the yuppie millennials. Look at a ball of copper right there. That's money. This is gold here. This is a ball of wires. So they burned it. They burn the wires, and then they get the copper, and they can sell this for scrap metal at a scrapyard. This is money right here, guys. This is worth what, $2 a pound? $2 cash, right? I've never been here before. We're discovering together. We don't know what we could run into. Our needles. And they booby trap the crap out of these places. You can see got some tarps here on the ground. Garbage everywhere. And this was at one point a homeless camp, but the weeds have overgrown it. And you can see it's a beautiful field of flowers in the middle of a homeless camp. There's even butterflies. There's a beautiful field of flowers here with butterflies growing out of a homeless camp. Quite interesting how nature has the ability to clean up the garbage that humans create. You can see from the outskirts that there's just garbage buried here. So this at one point was a massive homeless camp, but because it's abandoned And it's been abandoned. The weeds have overgrown it, and now there's nothing left of this homeless camp. But if you look in the background, you'll notice that right over there, there's new apartments going in. You see new apartments going in over there. These guys, they steal everything they get their hands on, drag it into these woods. Yeah, this is actually a gopher tortoise nest. So here you have a protected species living among filth, contamination. Over there was liters of oil. This was a great bicycle until somebody stole it and dragged it here and took the parts off of it. I'm gonna assume, guys, that the law enforcement's been coming into this particular area and clearing these camps out. So they're at least forcing them out of this area. You can tell they had a fire pit here. You can see but they're putting up new apartments right across from the homeless camps. They got some tarps here at the entrance, wrapped up, ready to go. We came around the back of the camp, not the front. You can see this is like their garbage pit here. People come and do dumping as well, but the homeless people take advantage of that. We've run into homeless camps where the people that live in them are convicted felons that are armed. You might pull in and it might look quiet and whatever, but you really don't know what happens in these places. So don't think because it's quiet and you don't see anything going on here that these places are safe by any means of the imagination. Don't assume because it looks quiet that these places aren't dangerous. You don't know what you could encounter here. This is an awfully large site. More bicycle parts. Stealing bicycles is a huge thing in these camps. Here they've been throwing up all their garbage. Doesn't mean I'm not compassionate. Doesn't mean I'm not understanding. But what it means is that I'm not stupid either, and I understand. I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody to get their crap together and be the best person they can. And I've met people who come from troubled paths who at some point fixed it and became better. Just because you're in this situation doesn't mean you have to be in it forever. You can just see how they've just been TVs and a lot of garbage here. All types of debris here. Mosquitoes everywhere. And the smell of toilet paper is unbearable. This place is... Look at all the mosquitoes coming off of that. Unbelievable. Okay, there's going to be people here. There's this camp right there behind this stuff. This is very well hidden. And it's kind of like a pallet shanty town. Very neat. You can see that they've got trees on top of it so that this wouldn't be visible from a satellite imagery. So you can see this is kind of, it looks like an animal pen almost. They got some clothing items here. It's right up against the water so they could fish out back. But this camp is neat in that it looks like a little house. Dude, this is literally a little house here. They even have screens for the mosquitoes on the inside. Guys, I wish I could crawl up in here, but I'm not able to do that yet. I'm still not good enough to crawl. But I wish I could crawl in there and show you guys what this thing looks like. Okay, I was able to sit down on the outside. I wanted to crawl in there and explore this thing, but I can't. But as you can see, this is a pallet house, and then they put mosquito screens on the outside to keep the mosquitoes out. So this is and they even got carpet on the flooring. So I'm gonna tell you, this is pretty freaking cool that the homeless people have devised just a house basically out of pallets. This is extraordinary, and actually, I'm gonna be honest, whoever was living here probably had a lot of peace of mind and tranquility, because this is actually it feels awesome to be here. It doesn't feel dreadful or bad, but I'm gonna be careful because I've seen a lot of snakes here, and I wouldn't doubt there's snakes or spiders here, but this is just absolutely incredible. To show you how elaborate this camp is, it even has a water hose going to the water so they can suction water for bathing. Very elaborate. This is possibly one of the coolest homeless camps I've ever seen, and surrounded by all this wilderness. They had something neat going on here. They really did. Guys, they even have a little garden here growing with plants. I don't know if they eat the tubers or what, but they even have a garden. Some really fancy bromeliads over here. These are collectible plants. You have to be very careful when you approach these camps because they'll also grab fishing line with hooks and they'll put them at eye level. So if you're doing what we're doing now, coming into an area, they'll put hooks at eye level. So you just want to approach very carefully, pay attention to every detail. See, this right here could easily be a booby trap. It looks like a bridge, but you want to approach it very carefully. They could have dug this out right here. So this might look like a bridge, but it could be booby trapped easily. It looks like a bridge, but you never want to assume anything with these homeless camps. You always take the side of caution because a lot of these camps are booby trapped. These sites are massive. And as we know, real estate is not affordable here. This is coffee right here. And it's just crazy. Stove. You can see some coffee beans growing. Again, the cops came through with knives and destroyed the camps. You can see that underneath it, underneath this camp, they would have had a plastic liner, but the cops come in with knives and destroy all the camps, and this is what's left. Welcome to my hood, dog. They even have beachside decor, and here you have a hole, and this hole is their garbage pit. Now, what's interesting about these garbage pits is that just like they'll dispose of garbage, there's a lot of missing person cases, and many of them go missing in homeless camps. And as we know, they bury their own dead. And most of these homeless camps, too many of these homeless camps, actually have people's. You can see the pill bottle right there with some powder inside of it. All this are the signs of addiction, destruction of humans. Horrendous. Horrendous. A lot of propane tanks, a lot of spray paint cans. All this is contamination for the environment. And there's actually a beautiful lake right here. Beautiful lake. This continues, guys. Now here's a lot of mosquitoes. Sir, how did you end up homeless? How did you end up on the streets? Why do you keep your camp so dirty? Why are you so nasty? This site has definitely been abandoned. We are now walking along the side of the river or creek or whatever this is. And we're gonna have to be really careful because this is the type of place where you could definitely startle an alligator, because alligators live in the water and we're in Florida, and well, this is the type of place where alligator will just lay up on the bank. So you gotta make sure. Obviously this lake is possibly the reason why this camp is here. It would provide good fishing opportunities. Coffee beans everywhere. All that garbage there. Breeding ground for mosquitoes. This is just unbelievable, the scale of this site. We have been, you could spend your whole day in this wooded area. Here's a bone, guys. Could this be? Maybe it's a manatee, maybe it's a cow, I'm not sure. All right, guys, so here's a lot of kids' toys. So a lot of these homeless people will drag kids' toys into the woods. This is definitely the creepiest sight I've ever seen. There's caution tape, a pot, soccer ball. Yeah, this is somebody shooting. Got that pipe down there. I'll tell you, this has to be the creepiest sight I've ever seen in any homeless camp. Guys, this has to be I didn't imagine this homeless camp would be so big. My goodness. This is insane. What on earth is going on here? Dude, this is massive and it stinks. I thought the homeless camps in Pasco County were big. This is absolutely on another scale of filth and garbage. What on earth? Look at the scale of this, the magnitude of this place. It's unbelievable. Dude, even me, who has been going to homeless camps for a while, am kind of shocked at this place. And as usual, there's a mattress in the middle of it. There's always kids' toys in these homeless camps for some reason that I do not understand. Was that the mirror to an F-350? Look how creepy this is. You have all this garbage, and then in the middle of it, you have a mattress. Guys, even me, who's been exploring homeless camps for a while, It never really ceases to amaze you with stuff that you see in these camps. Like, look at this mattress surrounded by garbage. Now, in here are needles, and here are, wow, anything could be harmful. Who knows what the crap? And this is just, it never seems to end. We've been here literally exploring this place for hours now, and it never ends. We sit down, take a break, keep going. This is insane. Everybody's telling me it doesn't matter how much it hurts, you have to get back out there and start doing things again, you know? That crap right there is absolutely insane, and it never ends. It just keeps going and going and going. Not only a legitimate weapon, but at some point this is a lock, and they just cut it off to steal something, and here's the lock. But this is a legitimate weapon out here. This is like, this is a legitimate weapon right there, dude. And again, the contamination, the disease, the infection that these places breed is something difficult to comprehend. These places are just horrendous disasters, and you know, this affects all of us. You're gonna find purses everywhere because that's what they're doing. They're just breaking into people's houses. And this is Florida Department of Correction building sign. Somebody literally stole this or picked it out of the garbage from a probably dumpster diving or something, who knows. Guys, and there's a suitcase right here, and there's nothing in it. But right next to the suitcase is pill bottles. Pill bottles everywhere. There's thousands of pill bottles, and they all seem to have this white powdery substance inside of them. And then there's this sign here that says Skippy's Camp, and looks like they were using this to burn stuff. Wow. And there goes downtown Tampa in the distance. Tampa with the Ampa down there. I'm going into Tampa right here. If you're coming out, you gotta walk. When I started the day off today, the first few camps I went into, I couldn't even walk out of the truck. But then you start walking, and then, you know, the more I walked, the better I felt, and then I was able to do all that. But, you know, the first few, I don't know, 100 feet of the day was just unbearable. But once you get walking, you get moving, your body gets used to it, you know. So if you're in a situation where you're recovering from an injury, you know, at some point you got to have the willpower to say, I'm gonna do it. Because at first it might be difficult, but then you keep going and going, and eventually you will be able. Like today, I couldn't believe how much I did today.
And I was so out of breath and sore that day. And then I did a longer walk 2 days ago, and I had no soreness. I could carry on a conversation afterward, and I just felt like,
you just gotta do it.
Just felt good.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. Where that water is.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Northtail Avenue.
It's in there. Left, right. Pull U-turn. Left, turn. It's there. It's there. Left.
Turn right. Then your destination will head east on West Kennedy Boulevard toward South Grady Avenue. In 500 feet, slide left toward West Kennedy Boulevard.
Right. It's there. Pull in. There's a car coming. Stop. Go. No, don't. Go. It's in there. Pull. Go. Turn. Car. Watch out. There's a truck coming. There's a car. Why didn't you go? You could have gone left. Stop. Go. Go. There's a car coming. You're blocking the road. Go. Go, women. Dude, if you back up into this Haitian's preview, they're gonna kill you.
I'm not. I'm pulling you to the window.
We got some Cuban here at La Segunda, one of the best bakeries in the Tampa area. Typical Cuban food, Cuban sandwich from La Segunda.